位网友大家好，欢迎来到今天的独家评论，我是主持人秋宝。今天我们有2位嘉宾，一位是罗思义先生，他此前担任伦敦市副市长，主管经济事务，目前是中国人民大学重阳金融研究院的高级研究员；另一位则是李晓宁老师，他目前是北京大学中国战略研究中心的特约研究员。欢迎2位嘉宾。今天我们来谈一下有关中国经济的2个指标。第一个指标是 M2， 也就是广义货币，这是近期媒体上很热门的一个关键词。几天前，中国人民银行公布了3月末我国广义货币的余额首次突破100万亿元大关，达到了103.61亿元，与2002年初的16万亿元相比，我国的货币供应量增长超过了6倍。这引发了一些学者和媒体对于中国货币超发的担忧。罗思义先生，作为一名经济学家，您能不能谈一下 M2 的定义，或者说它的意义是什么？ M2 的增长和什么相关？中国当前的 M2 过100万亿，是否意味着货币超发呢
？Well, technically, M2 is the cash which is available in the economy and short-term deposits in the banks. So that's its technical definition. No, I don't think the money supply is a big problem in China. It's more the expansion is about the same rate for about the last 20 years, except during the 2008 crisis when the monetary emission was much bigger. But it was necessary during the financial crisis to have much bigger monetary emission. It's not particularly too high at the present time. And anyway, the money supply doesn't control the inflation rate in China. The inflation rate is much more closely correlated with world commodity prices than it is with monetary emission in China, and world commodity prices have fallen at the present time. So in my opinion, there's not a big inflationary risk in China at present.
So you think that for the past 2 decades, the M2, the currency issuing isn't very much, so it doesn't matter?
No, it's been rather stable. And it's about the same rate, 13, 14, 15% a year, except during 2008, 2009. And the inflation rate has gone up and down during that period, which shows several things. Firstly, there's not been excessive. If you take the period as a whole, the inflation rate is not excessive. Therefore, you don't need to be too worried about the money supply. And secondly, it also shows that the money supply doesn't control the inflation rate. The inflation rate in China is controlled by world commodity prices, not by the money supply inside China, because the monetary emission was rather stable, but the inflation rate had periods of being high and periods of being low. And there's not a very close correlation between money supply and the inflation rate, whereas there's a very close correlation between the inflation rate and world commodity prices.
Yes, I understand it. You just mean that the inflation is closely related to the world commodity prices, while it doesn't have much to do with the issuance of currency.
No, provided it's not done excessively. I mean, if you expanded the money supply by 200% in a year, obviously it would have a big effect. But at the level which it's been in China, 13, 15% a year,
Stable.
It's stable. It doesn't really control the inflation rate, no.
Okay.
这个 M2 啊，现在经济学上对 M2 的定义啊，已经很大的变化了。因为第一个，现在全球化了，全球化以前跟这个早期的一个国家自己的经济发展、自己发行货币它的区域限制啊，是已经很不一样了。现在由于这个制造业的转移，由于贸易量的形式的多种变化，M2 的这种膨胀不能作为一种通货膨胀的定义了，是吧？而现在这个真正的一线的这个经济学家现在对 M2 的这种评估啊，不像以前那么样特别重要，这是一。第二个，中国现在出现的也有经济危机的一些迹象，有一些问题，确实也有问题，但是跟这个美欧的问题是不一样的。我说这个超发的倒是欧美，它是超发，美国人超发是吧？欧元超发。这个比较重，比如日本是吧？我们的情况不一样。我们现在因为我们是制造业国家，因为贸易量啊、订单啊，还有一些投资啊，这个发展它不能原来那样去做定义，是不是？是这样的。我还到警惕，我今年年初到说我们可能那么还要出现通缩的情况呢。OK。
您担心通缩的情况？
对。但是我也不确定，反正我总是有个担心。
I don't think there's likely to be deflation, but it's not impossible. because there is significant evidence that the world economy is weakening. The commodity prices have now been falling for, well, absolute terms, they've been falling since February 2011. So they've been falling for 2 years, but the fall has been very gradual. In the last 3 months, the fall has speeded up. So we may say in the world economy, there are some deflationary pressures. I wouldn't say yet that these are strong enough to become real deflation in China. It's not impossible, but I would give it 20% chance, right? But there is certainly no risk at the present time, or no serious risk of very big inflation, no.
罗思义先生，那您对中国当前的经济态势有什么看法呢？
It's slightly weaker than it should be. It's a bit difficult to tell. Obviously, we're looking at yesterday's GDP figures, 7.7%.
Yes.
It's a little bit lower. We will have a better idea when the US GDP figures coming out in about 2 weeks' time, because there's two possibilities. One is, I think there is some evidence that the world economy is weaker than is generally believed. The evidence for that is the falling commodity prices.
Yes.
Plus, that's the most important, but there's also negative numbers from growth from Russia, Brazil, the Eurozone, etc. If China's 7.7% is a bit weak, and it turns out that the world economy is weaker than is the general consensus, then that's not a problem. We won't really know until the US GDP figures come out, which will be about 2 weeks' time, because everybody expects Japan and Europe to be bad anyway. The question is whether there will also be bad news in the United States. The second, however, is I think that the policy which is being pursued of attempting to raise the percentage of consumption in the Chinese economy is very mistaken. This will reduce profitability. It will reduce, therefore, the rate of growth, because it will put cost pressure, it'll put wages up, and in the end it will reduce living standards. So I think there is a mistaken theoretical framework. This idea, people are confusing that how fast living standards should increase and consumption should increase, which is very necessary, which is the percentage of consumption in GDP, which is not very interesting. For example, in the first quarter, 4.3% of the 7.7% growth was due to increase in consumption, and only 2.3% was due to the increase in investment. That means the percentage of consumption in the economy is increasing. This will reduce profitability considerably, and it will slow the economy. In 2012, if you took listed companies, there was no increase in profitability in China. And under those circumstances, the economy won't grow quickly. And this has a negative effect for the government's policy, because if the government has a stimulus policy under conditions in which profitability is low, then this will not have a big stimulatory effect on the rest of the economy. So there are two factors. One is the international situation, but secondly, I think there is some confusion, theoretical confusion in the economic policy inside China.
他讲的非常对啊，但是呢，因为我们在国内呢，可能了解的情况更直接一些。我跟很多搞经济学的人看法不太一样的，因为从去年年底我一直在说，我们中国人的这个经济就是整个全球的经济危机啊，在欧美表现的和在中国表现的是不一样的。
对，
中国是有点传统性质，中国是产能过剩、生产过剩的，在欧美是生产不足的、投资过剩。我们现在这个，因为我们简单说吧，有一种统计方法说，世界上有50万种工业产品，中国人能做30几万种了，是吧？但是还有一些高端的就不太会做，是吧？那么当然高端的呢，它的应用范围市场相对小一些。你看，比如咱们说做的高级的像这样的摄像机的，它的用户总不如做脸盆的这个用户多嘛，是吧？是这样的。但是呢，由于我们30多年到现在，这个制造业转移到今天呢，它饱和了。你比如不锈钢行业啊，还有其他的行业，它再往前走的话就很困难了，是 是吧？所以我一看呢，这个现象早晚也会出现的。我去年做了一个预计呢，要不刚才提到通缩呀，可能我们有些产品就卖不出去了，就淤出来了。北京话叫淤出来了，就是胀出边界了，胀出边界了。我们就开玩笑的话，手电筒也不能每人一个，13亿每人一个，它也有一个边界。你不管电视机也好，不管这些消费品也好，它都有一个边界，买不起的就买不起。我开玩笑说，现在送我一辆奔驰车，奔驰600是吧？200万一辆，是吧？你降价50%，降价50%我还买不起，是不是？100万我也买不起，它不在你降价多少的问题。那么到今天，这个我们高速发展了将近30年之后，这个跌落和降速是必然的。这个跌落和降速之后，它会有调整。你一些过剩的行业以后，它就没有利润可赚了，那么就逼着人们要走向新的行业、新的创新，这个是一种必然。而且我估计下2个季度的话，可能情况更糟糕一些。还有2、3季度还会下降，是吧？7.7、7点几。是吧？这个就会，使原来一些，你比如我们说刚才不锈钢行业，以前一个不锈钢勺子都很便宜，现在连厕所都是不锈钢做的了，是不是？有的人拿在山上，农民在山上做坟都拿不锈钢做，闪闪亮晶晶的一片的，是不是？但是呢，你这样子发展下去是有边界的，是有问题的，是吧？那么这个中国政府呢和中国的企业都在做调整。这是一个调整期，调整期的这个情况出现这种是正常的，也是必然的，是吧？调整期可能有一些人会有些痛苦，有些痛苦嘛总是要伴随我们。
I don't quite agree. Well, let me put it another way. The economic growth is controlled of any economy is controlled by 2 numbers. One is how much is invested. Secondly, what is the efficiency of that investment from the point of view of GDP growth? So if we take the last 5 years for China, the growth rate was about 10% on average. That's up to 2011. That doesn't include 2012 because the data's not yet full in. Right, okay. And the economy invested 43% of GDP. That means the efficiency of investment is you have to invest 4.3% of GDP to grow by 1%. Those 2 numbers control the growth rate of the economy. At the moment, the percentage of investment in the economy is falling. And because the percentage of investment in the economy is falling, therefore the economy is bound to slow down. Because there is the efficiency of investment is already very high. 4.3, that number, that is the percentage of investment, is twice as efficient as the United States. It is not possible for China to grow more quickly by making its investment more efficient, because its investment by world standards is already very, very efficient. Right, okay? Therefore, it's really how much is invested which will control how fast the economy grows. And at the moment, the level of investment is falling, and therefore the economy will slow down. But this is bad for living standards, because the only thing internationally which controls living standards is the rate of growth of GDP. The correlation between GDP growth and living standards is about 0.8 internationally. That is incredible. There is nothing that can be done that will compensate. If the economy slows down, then the growth of living standards will go down. In my opinion, the only goal of economic policy is to increase living standards as rapidly as possible in a sustainable way, and that requires very fast GDP growth. Therefore, I think that the reduction in the level of investment in the economy, which is caused by increasing the percentage of consumption, the increase in the percentage of consumption in the economy will not lead to consumption growing more quickly, it will lead to consumption growing more slowly. And this is a very fundamental and wrong confusion which exists in economic discussion, much economic discussion in the media in China.
So you think that the more we consume, actually the profits brought by consumption is low?
Yeah, but you see, the word more is confused. There are 2 different concepts of more. One is, how fast is consumption growing? Is it growing at 8% a year, 9% a year, 10% a year? This is a very important number because it says how fast living standards are growing. Some people think more means something else. They mean that it's 40% of GDP or 45% of GDP. This number is not important at all. In the first quarter, the increase in consumption accounted for twice as much of the increase in GDP as investment. But living standards grew more slowly. What is important is how rapidly are living standards, and that is consumption, increasing. It is not important what is the percentage of consumption in GDP. In fact, we can put it more strongly. The higher the percentage of consumption in GDP, the more slowly living standards will grow.
这是一个巨大的问题，当然他讲的有一定道理，但是呢，中国问题不是那么简单。就是投资，因为跟技术创新有关系，需求不一样。现在全球都进入了一个技术创新的平原期，不是像爱迪生那个时候，今天造个灯泡，明天造个录音机，马上有非常大的市场。现在有很多种技术集成起来，才能前进一小步。所以这是一个共同的问题。中国高速发展的30年，现在呢进入一个调整期。这个调整期恐怕3年5年，我看要搞不好10年，都可能会延续下去啊。但是，一般我现在考虑现在中国目前的现状，只要政治稳定，这个大家对经济上有信心。那么以中国现在的能力调整的话，5年到6年时间，这个调整期是应该完成这个的。当然，如果这里头要做的不好的话，那可能会这个更麻烦，
延长是吗？
会延长，而且呢，会被其他的地区呢这个追上，是吧？其他一些地区，你调整，别人也调整，谁调整的好，谁就带领这个当这个龙头。但是目前我看能比中国经济还好的地区，我还没看到。大家都在造，大家都不好，是吧？
受经济危机
对，首先这个我们刚才说了，罗斯先生也讲得很对，就是我们首先第一个就碰到了一个全球都碰到困难。我们这个调整期是一个必须的，我们不会天天的有那个30年的高速增长，啊10啊8啊，一直8到10几这个情况。刚才情况我们讲了，产能过剩，你必须要经历这个痛苦。
No other country can defeat China. The only country which can defeat China is China. And that is if it makes very, very big mistakes. Provided it doesn't make very, very big mistakes, no other country can catch it up. So China's fate is in its own hands. It doesn't have to worry about anybody else. China can commit suicide. Nobody can murder it.
今年3月末，在金砖国家领导人峰会上，各国领导人提出要建立国家开发银行，用来简化金砖国家之间的相互结算以及贷款业务，并且为发展中国家提供贷款，减少对于美元和欧元的依赖。罗思义先生，金砖银行这个时候建立，您有什么看法？
Well, there's two different questions. I'm a very big supporter of BRICS. I think it's a very important development of the developing countries.
Yes.
It accounted for almost half the world's economic growth during the period since the financial crisis. So I strongly support it. I am slightly dubious about a development bank because I don't think it's possible to solve the problem, some of the practical problems.
Not the panacea.
No, let me explain. China is bigger than all the other BRICS economies put together. What is going to be the shareholdings in this bank? If the shareholdings are equal between the countries, then it cannot be a very big bank, because India and Russia can put in some money, Brazil, South Africa cannot. Even if you make an exception for South Africa, the money would be quite small. China, of course, could put in very much money, but the shareholding would not be equal in that case. And I do not think that the other countries, Russia, India and Brazil, will accept a shareholding which is not equal to China, for political reasons, you understand, to maintain reasons of equality. Therefore, I think this bank can only be medium-sized. In practice, it will aid mainly outside China, because China will not ask for many development projects from the BRICS Bank to be in China, because China can finance them itself. So this will be some aid to countries outside China, but I cannot see Russia, India and Brazil accepting unequal shareholding with China for these reasons of equality, and therefore I don't think the bank can be very, very big.
OK，
Medium-sized bank, we may say.
Medium-sized.
Yeah.
首先，第一个就是世界上现在 IMF 组织就是这个流通量最大的，就是每年结算量最高的是美元，大概占60几、67%吧，下来就是欧元，占26%、20几，大概剩下其他就很少了，是吧？英镑啊，什么日元啊，人民币就更少了。这个 IMF 组织也好，世界银行啊，包括这个基本是来自那个华盛顿共识。华盛顿共识，就这个世界用美元和欧元来主导，但是呢，这次经济危机看出来了，美元、欧元在主导过程中间给很多发展中国家，尤其中国这样带来了很大的拖累，是不是？因为你绑在他那个绳子上啊，是不是？那么一切的货币交易，国际上的结算，你比如我是中国人，你是日本人，我们要交易完了结算是用美元结算呢，还是用欧元结算？一般都要用美元结算。比如你要买石油，买重要的大宗商品，你必须用美元结算。你不用 dollar 去结算的话，那你就
不方便。
就是不是你根本就买不到，是吧？那么这种垄断的状态要被打破啊。那么他就是来靠这个我们叫美元霸权，他就来拖累你。所以金砖国家现在开始合作，这个合作呢，就是尝试一种除了华盛顿共识所规定的，那么一种方式之外，有没有其他的途径可以走来解决这个问题？那么当然，这个在金砖国家中间，经济体量最大是中国了，是吧？但是中国在做一种尝试，比如货币互换，或者咱们说很简单的，说的更通俗，让大家听得懂的。比如说，你用了人民币可以买什么东西？比如用南非的元能买什么东西？用巴西的这种货币能买什么东西？那用人民币买的东西是最多的，是吧？大量产品都是人民币，所以人民币慢慢的，它会出现了向往这个国际货币这个路上走。因为呢，你拿了人民币，你可以买笔，可以买杯子，可以买桌子，买什么都能买，那么你就减少了换别的汇率的风险，也不至于让美元其他的牵着鼻子走，听懂了吧？那么金砖国家成立开发银行之后呢，他们可能人民币的份额会大，他们会用他们手持的人民币来买中国制造的东西，对中国还是有利的，是不是？你想有人来买我们东西，我们生产是很好。那么这个最不愿意看到这个情况的话，还是有美元，就是美元的发行国和欧元的发行地，他们不愿意让有一种新的这种交易方式来打破它的垄断地位。但是你们没把事情做好啊。是不是？你们老通过美元和欧元转嫁危机，那么中国这些金砖国家，就是说我们说相对说发展中国家中间最强大的这几个国家，它要联合起来。现在只是尝试，但是世界总是要有尝试才能解决新的问题。
Yes, but I think it's a good idea. But look, I lived in Russia for 8 years. I know Russia, for a Westerner, rather well. I visit India, right? They will not accept, for political reasons, that they have less position than China. It's impossible. Brazil will not either, right? Okay. But if you have equal shareholding, that means that China can only put in a relatively small amount of money because the others cannot match the financial resources of China. Therefore, this bank can only be medium-sized, right? If it's only medium-sized, it can't challenge the position of the dollar. In my opinion, the position of the dollar will decline, not in the next 5 years, but over the next 10 to 20 years. The position of the dollar will decline, but it will be mainly due to the rise of China itself, not due to the BRICS Bank.
我赞同他意见，但是我问他一个问题啊，我们做一个假设啊，我们说着玩，开玩笑说着玩，假设港币，作为一个中国的，就比如港币改变了，港币可以起到人民币的很多作用，因为人民币现在还不能自由兑换，港币可以自由兑换。如果我们发行港币比较多一些，是吧？那么英国会像欧洲像这些发达国家，他们会用港币增加港币的结算量吗？
Not really, because the power of a currency is really determined by the power of the economy. The pound was the dominant currency for 150 years because Britain's was the most powerful economy in the world. The dollar became strong not for technical reasons, but because the United States was the strongest economy in the world. China will become the biggest economy in the world, and therefore the power of the RMB will grow with the power of China's economy. The power of a currency is not determined by technical factors, it's determined by the power of the economy. And therefore that's why the RMB will become a dominant currency, but not by technical manoeuvres, through the organic strength of China's economy. But this will take 10 or 20 years. That's why I think that this main process will go outside of a BRICS development bank, because the financial strength of China is too big to go through the narrow path of a BRICS development bank.
So you also don't think that Hong Kong dollars will be, it will not be used in the settlement too much because it doesn't have so much
No,
power.
Hong Kong is not very powerful.
It's small.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
我给他开个玩笑，这个玩笑也可能会是真的，也可能是就是玩笑而已。第一个，我赞同，就是金砖国家开发银行是一个在世界货币多极化的尝试，但是路还很远，只是尝试而已。目前他们能做到的，也就是在金砖国家中间做一些协调。开发银行嘛，都是为了金砖国家发展来促进做的事情，并没有现在能够完全代替美元、欧元的能力。但是这个事总要做。
No, that's a different thing. As a political project, I think it's a very good and very important political project. I was looking at it as an economic thing. From the political point of view, I'm very much in favour of the coordination of the BRICS countries, because these are the largest developing countries. They have common interests. It's not. Some people think BRICS is an advertising slogan thought up by Jim O'Neill of Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not. It was clever marketing by him, but it was only clever marketing because it expressed a reality. These are the most powerful development countries. As a political project, I think that the development bank is very important. I just have limitations as regards its economic impact, that's all.